Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming back to you this week with another video. I have been trying, you guys, I really have, but let's get into this video. This video today will be about debunking myths, LSAT myths that I've heard over the time, and just my personal opinion along if it's fact or fiction or if it's up in the air. So let's get into the video. The first myth is don't take the LSAT more than once because your score will be averaged out of all your scores. My personal experience, when I first heard that, I took it as fact. As I've said multiple times in my previous videos, that the first time I took the LSAT, I got a 136. So I was thinking in my mind, like, it's the end of the world. It doesn't matter what score I get in the future. It's going to be averaged out, and it's not going to be a good average just because I took this test and it was low immediately. This is not true. It can be true for some schools, but for most schools, they do not average your score out. They take your highest score on the LSAT. They will see your previous scores, but if anything, it'll show growth of you in the test. Like, this can be something that a lot of people like feel so down on themselves about because of the fact that you score a low score in the beginning and just like, man, it's the end of the world, but it's not. So if you got to take that test again, take that test again. It is not uncommon. Number 2, don't get a private tutor until you're scoring into the 150s. This is more so a subjective thing, and I think based off what is your learning style. If you're somebody who can be a visual learner or just like a hands-on learner with books and things of that sort, then yes, I would say it's true. Don't like spend all that money on a private tutor if it's something that you can learn on your own in a book. But if you're somebody who needs like someone there, a teacher, to help you and to guide you for some structure, get that private tutor, because this is how you learn. It should be a subjective experience, and it can help you improving your score more, having somebody there who you can ask them questions that you just can't ask a book, because a book is just simply written already, versus having an actual tutor there and you could just learn that way. Definitely, if you don't have to wait till you get to the 150s, if you know yourself. Me personally, I knew that I work well with direction or with people being able to ask questions, because I'm just a person who likes to ask questions. And I feel like possibly if I would have gotten a private tutor a little bit earlier, I would have possibly improved faster or been able to catch on to things faster. I do understand why people say it, because it's just like, it is a lot of money for a tutor, but they do have this website called Winzant. I'm gonna put the, the link, not the link, well yeah, the link on the bottom, and they have like tutors that range from different prices as low as $30 to hundreds of dollars, whereas though you don't have to break your pockets so much for a private tutor. They have people out there who've taken the LSAT and scored in the 170s or hit the 180s and are tutoring people for affordable prices, versus some companies that try to charge you like hundreds, 500s, thousands of dollars for private tutoring. It's all about where you're looking at, and it can help you in the end. Tip number 3, you have to be smart in order to get a high score on the LSAT. Listen to this, right? You can be the smartest person in the world. The test is not based off how smart you are. It's based off how good you are memorizing techniques and skills in order to pass the test. It's all, the LSAT is a structured test that has like, it tests your analytical skills, your logical skills, and your reading comprehension. Even the person who probably had the highest GPA in school is struggling with it. And always remember, just because you score a certain amount on the test doesn't mean that that's definitely going to tell you how successful you are in school. I've talked to many many law students who say that things in the test that doesn't relate to them in the school, and many people have different opinions about that. But I've seen stories about people who scored in the 170s and have dropped out of law school. And is it because they're not smart or they can't handle it? It's just things happen. And it doesn't come down to a thing of, oh, I'm just smart, so that's why I'm scoring high on the test. No, people are smart. It's just about learning the test and being able to catch on to the methods in order to get higher scores on the test. So keep that in mind when somebody tries to say, oh, I got a high score because I'm smart. What is that supposed to mean? That I'm not smart? A lot of things can also play into that. People can have a lack of resources, whereas though they aren't able to score as high of a score first time taking the test. So there's many different factors, and that's why I say it does not come down just simply to, oh, I'm just smart. Because a lot of people can be smart but just don't have the right resources or materials in order to get the score that they want the first time around. So keep that in mind. Tip number 4. Let me say something. I keep saying tips, but I don't mean tips. I mean myths to debunk. If you see anything before this, then I mean myths. Just a little disclaimer. You only need 3 months to study for the test. I've seen different people say this multiple times, and I believed it just with my whole story. I have a whole video up there. I can link it up top if I can find a way to do it. But 3 months is not sufficient amount of time. There's only a select few who really can get this test within 3 months of studying. Typically, it takes people a year to 2 years, or 6 months to 2 years, or even longer. And I feel like when you don't feel like you get it within these 3 months that people are saying you're supposed to have it, then you feel really unintelligent because of the fact that you didn't get it in this short amount of time. The reality is this test is something to be learned. It's not something you're learning in school. It's something specifically having to take your time and focus on. And it's taking people longer amounts of time to learn it because of the fact that people have different life situations that they're dealing with. Whereas though it's just like, come on. This test is hard. It's not like a walk in the park that people try to make it. It's something that you just have to take your time with. And I want you guys to know that 3 month stuff, not sufficient for some. I want to say most, like more than half. Like I said, it's only a select few that's really studying in 3 months and getting the test the way they need to be. So that's another myth I want to debunk. 3 months, no. 6 to 2, yes. On to the next myth. In order to get a good LSAT score, you have to pay $1,000 plus on a prep program. Let me tell you how they have many resources, whereas though you don't even have to touch $1,000. If you're a low income student, you can get discounts from different organizations such as like Khan Academy. I think when I submitted that I had a fee waiver and I was still within 1 year of being out of school, I paid I want to say $500 to $600. It is high, but it's not $1,000 plus. Also, programs give you the chance to test out their software before even paying for something. So try those free trials. They'll give you a sense of what you will be getting from their program itself. I know Blueprint does that, LSAT Max. I think, does Khan Academy have a trial run? I'm not sure if Khan Academy has a trial run, but they do have books. But if you're looking for something online, different prep programs do have free things you can try to see if their program will mesh well with you. I do know sometimes it can be deceiving, but not deceiving in as far as like the opportunities that are being offered. I did the free week or couple weeks or something like that with Blueprint, and I really liked their program. But the thing is that my timing along with trying to do their program was really hard to like keep up, which probably affected my score. Also, with LSAT Demon, if you have an LSAT fee waiver, you can, if you have an LSAT fee waiver, you can get a discount on all the packages. Like, obviously, you only get one discount on one package and you stay with that, but they definitely will chop off some money so that you're not paying as much monthly. I talked a little bit about the LSAT Demon in my previous video. I probably can link it up here, hopefully. But definitely, you don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars. It's just about making the right decisions before investing and putting your money into something. And once you are investing and putting your money into something, you should make sure that you are making good on your investment and actually putting the effort forward in order to go towards a higher score. The next myth is leave questions that you can't get to blank, or just fill out random letters for the LSAT once you run out of time. Never leave an answer on the LSAT blank, 1. 2, do not fill out random letters because that can just definitely get you all the wrong answers. Not even a possibility of 1. Choose an answer choose a letter that you want to consistently go through. So if you only get to question 16, my special letter on the test was a B. It was something about statistics on some LSAT book I read, and just like how that is like a common letter, so I chose that. But if I only got to 16 questions, the rest of them questions are going to be B. Not to say that I can get all of them wrong, the B's that I put through, but it's a possibility I can get a couple right just by simply guessing the letter. And it helps with probability when you do stick to one letter versus like, I'm gonna put A here, I'm gonna put C, I'm gonna put B, I'm gonna put D. No, that can't likely, it could get you something right, but the chances and probability of it is very low. So just make sure that you're answering all the questions and you're sticking to one letter for the rest of the questions. All right, you guys, this is my myths versus truths video. I hope you guys like. Please comment, like, subscribe, share. If any of these things were helpful, or if you agree with them, or do you have more myths, leave them down in the comments. I love to interact with people who comment on my videos. So I hope this was very helpful or relatable, more so. I'll see you guys next week.
DJ Uzi.